everyone, it's Beth from Sweetheart's Hair and welcome back to another tutorial. So on Instagram lately I've been seeing a lot of these. So these are hair chains. Had a little look to buy some, nearly died at the price, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to make my own. So I'm going to be doing a style today using hair chains, and I'm also going to show you how to make your own. So let's get started. Okay, so I want these hair chains to sit in a sort of arc, okay? I've seen this done quite a few times on Instagram. I will put the link into the video that I saw, but I just really wanted to show you guys. I thought it was just such an interesting technique. So in order to make these chains stay in the hair, we need something in the hair. If I was just to put a grip down, it's just going to slide its way down. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to put a little braid, but I don't want the braid to go across. I want it to start sort of here-ish, come upwards and then back along. And we also don't want to see the braid, so I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I've just kind of sectioned off the hair and just put a little bit from each side forward. So it's this middle section that I'm going to be working with. And then I'm going to get my comb and I'm going to guide my comb where I want that arc to sit. So don't worry if you don't get it first time. I'm not very good at this. It's definitely something that I need to practice, but I get there in the end. So I'm going to go up. And I'm just going to ask Lucy if she will hold that section of hair. Okay, so now what I want to do is make sure that I'm the same on the other side. So I've just kind of used my fingers from there and had a little look, and I need to hit here. So I know from this point here I need to just make a little rounded arc shape to that finger, and we should, she says, be fairly even there. So now what you're going to do is exactly the same again, maybe like a centimetre and a half width we're going to give ourselves. So now don't forget, this is going to be hidden, so don't panic too much about it being perfect. Just going to pin that out my way, guys. Come down to this side and do the same. Next, I just want you to put a little pony here to keep this hair out your way, and we're also going to tie up that front section as well. So I'm going to release this bit down. That's the bit that we're braiding. Just spray a bit of dry wax spray, guys. It's just gone a little bit staticky. Some hair does when you kind of mess with it. So that dry wax spray is just going to sort of tame that hair. And next we're going to do a little braid here. So some people call it Dutch braid or cornrow or micro braid, but basically just any braid, nice and tight, and that's what we're going to be pinning those chains into. So I'm not really worried about this braid being neat, guys, okay? I'm just putting nice and tight, nice and quick, because this is what we will be attaching those chains to. So I'm going to do a Dutch braid. I think it would work with a little tiny French braid too. If you don't know how to Dutch braid, that's fine. I'm just going to take that braid just down a little bit, and hopefully the rest of the hair is going to hide this. Pulling out this ponytail here, going to pull out the top one as well. Okay guys, so I just can feel and just see a tiny bit of that ridge of the braid. So what I'm going to do is just a teeny bit of back comb either side and just here. So just making sure, guys, that you are just brushing over that back comb. And there we go, now we can't see where that braid's sitting at all.
Work it out now, even now. I gotta let you go. I'll see you soon.
So all you're going to do now, guys, is just really carefully put the rest of this hair into a low ponytail. And then I'm just going to cover this elastic, guys, by wrapping a piece of hair around, pinching and holding that round the back, and then getting a small elastic, pulling Lucy's very thick hair through. If it goes through twice, come on hair, yes, there we go. And just squidge that up, and there we go. Okay guys, so like I said in my intro, I'm going to be using hair chains today. So this is basically what I'm going to be putting into Lucy's hair. Now, like I said, I went online and they were dead expensive. I'm sure they're worth the money. I'm sure they're like maybe the silver or something. But I thought, no, I'm not spending like $100 on one hair chain. So I decided to have a look on eBay. And I came up with things like this. So I think I searched something like necklaces, wholesale. And I just came up with loads, and they're really cheap necklaces. But that's kind of what I want. And they came just with little clasps like this, or your normal little clasp as well. So all I did was just kind of unhooked that bit there. Don't need the other side either, so I unhooked that as well. So I don't need that. And you're left with just a little loop at the end. And then I got a medium-sized hair grip and just threaded that through. And then you can kind of decide, do you want gold, do you want rose gold, silver, do you want kind of like more chunky ones, do you want the finer ones? You can kind of decide how you want it to look. I'm going to actually add in some gold as well. So this was like a super long, which is way too long. So what I kind of did is I kind of thirded it. So you can kind of make them whatever length you want. And because they're so cheap, if you need to just clip a bit off, you can. So I'm kind of happy with the length of my gold one. Threaded it through. And I've just made 5 of these, guys, but how cheap is that? I think it cost me literally like £5 or something for the whole lot. So really cheap and really easy as well. So I'm literally going to take my chain. You're going to feel where that braid sits, and I want it kind of like on the edge of that braid. And then I'm just going to feed that through like that. Next I'm going to just do an all silver one. One smack bang in the middle. Roll out, swing away, don't ever holler at your girl. Last one. And there like that. So this is what we're left with, guys. I think it looks amazing, but that's just me. So I'm going to take this cut up hair tie, allow these chains to fall down there, take it round the front, and then we're just going to tie a little knot round the back. But can you see how that's held all those chains to the front there? And that's what you want. You don't want them falling to the side. You want it kind of going through the ponytail. And then I'm just going to kind of borrow one of these chains, guys, and just wrap that a couple of times so we really don't see that elastic at all. And then I'm just going to kind of pin that round the back. So there you have it, guys. That is the style. I absolutely love how the hair chains kind of like run through the hair. I want to like make sure that they're sitting on top so you can see them. But there's lots of different things I think you could do with this. I think you could maybe have the hair down. I think you could maybe do a braid using the hair chains as one of the strands in the braid. As long as you put a little bit of a braid on the head in order to be able to stick that hair chain in to hold it secure, that's all you need to do. So there we have it. So thanks so much for watching. I'd love to see some recreations of this style. Just at me on Instagram. I'm Sweetheart's Hair over there. And I will see you next week for another video. Bye. I'm just messing. The tickles.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
extremely like that shoe.